Hello and welcome to the playoffs. Today we have the UWE Bullets against the Newcastle Raiders, and we are live from Hillside Gardens. I am Chris Green, aka Greener, joined by my co-commentator.
That's me. That's introducing me. My name's Craig McLeod. Lovely to be here, Greener. It feels like a while since we've been together in this sort of situation to watch the football.
Yeah, it's been since December, I think, because all the home games were at the start of the season, weren't they? So we've had kind of a block booking, and then we've had a big gap between. We've had quite a lot of away games, and now we're finally back at Hillside Gardens for the playoffs, and we've got a good matchup here with the quarterfinals. Lovely evening. It's a little bit cold out here, but you know, it's great to play football. It's dry, so we're ready to go.
Absolutely, and the players look ready to go as well. We've had a chance to watch them warm up this morning, which has been, this morning. Look at me go. Clearly, I need some coffee. But yeah, exactly. This evening we'll be able to watch them warm up. Both teams looking ready to go. Bit of a journey for Newcastle to make it down here. But, they're here, they're raring to go, and it's playoff football. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's it. And I saw you were chatting to their head coach before we went live on air. What sort of things were you talking about?
We were just chatting about how the season had gone for them. Obviously, they play in a very tough division. They just got promoted this year, which fair play to them. They lost in the final of the Division 1 last year against SGS.
Yep.
But they've made a good showing in the playoffs, and me and the head coach over there, Kevin, we were chatting, and he is saying that only 3 teams in the north have been promoted to the Prem and not been relegated. So for them to be one of them is a great achievement.
Yeah, it's a great feat for them. I mean, making the bowl game last year, same with Pride as well, making the bowl game, doing a good showing with them now in the Premiership. So it's great to see that they've not been relegated straight away. But someone like Stirling University, who were bottom of the pile, they've been a stalwart for a while in the University of American football. To see them go down as well, quite an interesting change of guard, I guess.
Well, exactly, and Newcastle definitely took advantage of that. Their coaching staff have really been in since the COVID periods, so they've had some time to get some bits together, and they've delivered on the promises they said they would to their university. So they're just going to come here, hopefully frustrate UWE in ways that they frustrated Leeds and Nottingham, and they split the series with Durham up there. So should be a very interesting game ahead of us.
Yeah, as we see the captains out for UWE and Newcastle. Newcastle actually a few scholar athletes on their team as well. Ones to watch out for. I know number 6, he made some great plays in that University of Nottingham game quite early on, caught a deep touchdown. So we'll look to him to make some big plays today for the Newcastle Raiders. And obviously on the UWE side of the ball, we've got Hamish McClure out there, the quarterback for the UWE Bullets, who has been absolutely phenomenal this season. That UWE offense scoring over 600 points on the season.
I tell you what, when you put a figure down like that, that is some impressive offense on their part. Obviously, the points going up helped by the change in rules of running clock.
Yeah, for sure.
So for anybody watching that's not aware, the running clock now can only happen from the second half rather than as soon as there's 35
so
points.
That was the rule they brought in just for COVID. COVID, one of those weird COVID rules that they bring in for different sports, but that was one of the ones. It was running clock throughout, so having to get over 100 points is ridiculous. I think it was 74-0 at the half when UWE played UEA. So for them to get over 100 points is a crazy feat.
Yeah, crazy feat and crazy offense. So Newcastle will be looking to slow them down today. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot from both offenses. We know a bit about Newcastle's offense. It'll be interesting to see if they come out with something we haven't seen before. And yeah, they'll go from there, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of eyes as this is the only playoff game that's on today.
Yeah, I would imagine we get quite a good showing. Shout out to all the viewers that have tuned in already and listening to us two natter along. But we're ready to get going for some football as the players come out ready, lining up for the kickoff, and it looks like UWE will receive the opening kickoff.
Yeah, as they line up, well, it's interesting to see what Newcastle choose to do here. From speaking with various coaches, little pooch kicks is something to expect from their kickoffs, looking towards that number 6 and the athlete that he is.
Yeah, we did see that with them in warming up, actually. They were practicing a little bit of a cross-field kick as they were warming up there with their kickoffs, but it looks like we're almost ready to go. And we should be in for a good game here. Newcastle are going to be no pushover, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. All the northern teams, there's something about northern football that, it may not be the most stylish, but they hit hard.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As we see referee Albert making sure everybody's ready.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay going on. Newcastle a little bit light on numbers. I think I counted about 23, 24 guys here, so a little bit low on numbers today. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything moving forward for them, and they can continue and finish out the game. And we're just about ready to go. I'm excited. I feel like it's been so long, Craig, without being football here at Hillside, but we're ready for the opening kickoff, and there it is, that crossfield short chip into the gap, and Jersey Ekhorst is going to take that ball.
Yeah, and he's making his way back. A lot of east-west movements. As we see a handoff.
Big stiff arm there. There is
see a flag.
It's going to come back for a hold, I think. Yeah, great return by Jersey, but it's going to come back for either a block in the back or a hold.
Yeah, when the flag was thrown, it was thrown as he threw that stiff arm. So I was thinking, oh, he's not grabbed the helmet, has he?
No, I don't think it was on the stiff arm.
He definitely didn't.
Yeah, I think it was something off the ball there. So it's going to be 10 yards back from that flag. So UWE are going to be in all right field position just inside their own 30-yard line. But I think that's the third time this season Jersey had a kick return called back, which is crazy. I think he had a punt return called back last time when we were on.
Team number 21.
Yeah, 21.
Penalty from the spot of the foul.
That's unfortunate.
First down.
Jersey's going to be kicking himself. Seems like it's the curse.
The thing is, as well, like we like to joke about these things because it is funny seeing these the same players have these touchdowns pulled back. Especially for me, when I played at UWE, I think I had double digits pulled back over my playing career. But what we have to remember is that this is a discipline issue.
Yeah.
And as we get deeper into the season, it really let UWE down in the final.
Yeah.
And so, as much as we want to laugh at Jersey having a touchdown pull back, it's a bit concerning for UWE to open this game up, especially with how the SGS Pride game went.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Last game against SGS Pride, a lot of penalties. They had over 100 yards in penalties, I think, after looking at the stats, which was crazy. We're going to get our first look at Hamish McClure and the UWE offense. It's a quick pass out to the right. He's got Ethan Fischler.
And he's made a man miss, and he's made it past the first down marker.
And Ethan Fischler with the ball in his hands, that guy always makes the first man miss. He's so electric. Just get the ball in your hands quick, get the ball in your playmakers, let them go to town.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was key to make the first man miss there, as the Newcastle defense did a really good job of, getting up to that bubble screen play and try to close it down. So very good job to not only break the tackle, but to get a first down too.
Yeah, Hamish back in the gun. We've got trips to this side of the field, drops back to pass, he's going deep. Oh, just out of reach of Jersey Ekhorst there.
Yeah, really good throw, really quick release. Very well protected as we try to look at, what we can expect from the rest of this game. A very good protection. UWE's front five been stout.
They've been solid all year, and with the addition of Jake Suggett coming back, who was playing centre for UWE last year, an American offensive lineman, come back this year as well in the last couple of games. It's really helped to bolster that offensive line, if it needed bolstering. I don't think it did, but it's definitely helped them as well. You can see him in there at right guard at the moment.
Yeah, if you want depth anyway, you want it in your offensive line. As we see the ball on the ground, and Newcastle have recovered.
Newcastle have that ball. And that was Leon Klosevic there. Rarely see him in at running back carrying the ball. He's a linebacker by trade, and maybe that lack of practice just lost sight of the ball there, but great play by Newcastle.
Yeah, as we see a replay here, just really good form tackle up the middle, just breaks down, gets this helmet in as he's driving those legs, and just, gets that ball out of there. Good wherewithal from number 54 to jump on the ball, and Newcastle with fantastic field position.
Yeah, the Newcastle player definitely in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, camp's good,
Just checking who number 54 is for you. Obviously, we don't know the Newcastle players too well, and we don't actually have a name for number 54. Classic. So let's have a first little look at Newcastle's offense. Speaking to Coach T.
You see two players in motion.
Two players in motion, that's
got to be, but the ball's on the ground. As we see,
it's going to be an illegal shift.
Yeah, it's got to be, really.
I was speaking to Coach T, the defensive coordinator for UWE, and he was expecting some gadget plays, and right out of the gate, we've got a bit of a gimmick gadget play there.
Well, it doesn't get more gimmicky than moving two people at once.
You can't do that, sir. You can't do that.
So we,
Amir Brooks, our white hat today.
Okay, the penalty will be declined.
I don't know if it can be declined.
Illegal shift by the offense. That penalty has
Looks like
been
his mic's
declined.
not working, but
Second down.
it's an illegal shift, which is 2 men in motion. It's going to be second down and about 17-ish yards.
Yeah, as we see another look at this play. Good penetration there from the UWE front five.
Yeah, so Newcastle in this double wing formation here.
One in motion this time. You see a little run up the middle, trying to make some people miss, and he does get some yardage. He's still on his feet. Very good play.
Great running. Yeah, number 6 is Jay Betchler, an American scholar for the Newcastle Raiders. With some great tough run in there.
Great run in there. You can see him trying to make him move. Yeah, he just runs shoulder down and just causes the broken tackle.
Yeah, and Leon Klozovic there just to clean up, finishing the tackle off.
Still good here.
It's going to be 3rd and long still though, 3rd and about 13. And Newcastle staying with this double wing formation. Motion the other side this time.
Same play, and he has been
big hit.
derailed.
Yes, please, sir. Yes, please.
I think that was Big Dennis there with a big hit.
Down is 4. Down is 4.
He got absolutely rocked.
Yeah, just a really good job of just remaining on his man. As we see a replay here, we'll see him come blazing up the middle.
Yeah, Dennis Johnson there,
Okay,
just
Albert,
straight up, boom.
Yeah, and it looks like that was more of a design play rather than an option.
Camp's good. Camp's good.
But it looked like UWE did a good job of sealing the edge as well.
Yeah, so the defense doing a great job to start with. Obviously, Newcastle had great field position, but their offense kind of stalling. So Newcastle like to punt.
Ball's gone. Ball's gone.
Not a great punt, but it is bouncing down the UWE sideline.
Yeah, you're going to have okay field position just inside their own 30-yard line again. Hopefully they have better ball security on this drive.
Yeah, good job from the UWE front there to get through. I'd like to see a bit more. See, thing is, I love special teams, right? To me, there is no better play in football than a punt block or a field goal block. I want to see people dive in, arms out. I think UWE had an opportunity there.
Good,
yeah, I think one of the games earlier on in the season we saw a pump block return for a touchdown.
Yeah,
didn't we?
oh, absolutely.
And I remember you saying something about that then as well.
Listen, I'm always going to notice this as we see UWE looking to go to the air. Hamish pointing downfield, using his legs, getting himself to the sideline. And made really good yardage there.
Yeah, good job by Hamish McClure there. Come outside the pocket, told his receiver to get upfield to draw that defender away so he could just take what they were giving him. And he gets out of bounds, not taking any unnecessary hits.
No, really good coverage from Newcastle downfield to force Hamish to use his legs.
Yeah, it's something we've not really seen much of from Hamish this year, but he hasn't had to do it. And we know that he does have that in his locker if needs be. So it's something towards the end of the season that some people might not have seen on film, but actually he does have real good athletic ability. On the keeper here, straight out the middle, and he slides for a first down.
Yeah, gets himself that first down, gets himself on the floor.
Again, just smart play by the quarterback, not taking an unnecessary hit. He's already got the first down. No need to take the hit, just takes a slide.
Yeah, and what that does is it can calm down the offense a little bit as well. If we've had, obviously, this keeper here, as we watch the offensive line, we can see it was a designed run. It wasn't a case of him scrambling, making a last-second change. But it does calm down the offense to just get out of their own territory a little bit.
Yeah, it's good read. There's your jet sweep now from Ethan Fisher, number 6 for UWE.
Yeah,
cuts up the middle.
Making yards, but puts the ball on the ground, and Newcastle have recovered once again.
Newcastle's got that. Number 21's on that. Again, ball security, not great for UWE. That's Harry Barnes on the recovery for Newcastle Raiders. And they're off to a flying start, their defense.
Absolutely. Like, what we're seeing from them is just very sound tackling, head towards the ball, rest of the body wrapping the player up, and anybody else coming through clear up. As we see him just held up, and everybody just coming in.
That's what you want to see. Bodies rally into the ball. Bodies rally into the ball. Second person in, try and get that ball out. And again, in the right place at the right time to be able to fall on that ball and take the ball for Newcastle's offense.
Can you get defense number 68?
Absolutely, and that is...
Next chance you get, please.
I didn't hear what was said by the referee there, but as we see Newcastle hoping for some better results from this offensive drive.
And Newcastle again in that double wing motion from number 6, straight up the middle. Good run play.
Very good run play, and still on his feet, still driving.
See, this is the thing with the double wing. It's designed to get about 4 yards of carry. If you can get 3-4 yards of carry in this double wing formation, it wears down the defense, it tires them down. The problem that you get into with the double wing offense is if you go for like a loss of yards on first down. That's where it kills it. So you're going to have to look to try and penetrate this line a little bit better to make more losses on first down.
Yeah, as you see it, really good drive, and it's not necessarily just the penetration here as well. Like, he's getting stopped after about 3 yards, but he makes 5 just from driving those legs. The other players getting involved. UWE are going to have to do better at you know, making this first tackle count.
Yeah, as we see again, Newcastle on that double wing motion from number 6,
and the ball's on the floor.
And this is the problem, see, with the double wing. A play like that just absolutely kills the offense.
Yes, please, sir.
A little bit of after, a few handbags being swung, but no flags on the field.
Nose on.
No, it looks like the referee's just going to let it go, get a handle on it. No need to flag immediately.
Down is 3, 2
No, the players are still adjusting. It's fine. It's the first quarter. We're early doors. No need for any unnecessary flags right now. So good refereeing, I believe, from the officials here.
Yeah, as we watch this again, you will see exactly what you were talking about there. Ball's on the ground, and all of a sudden it's 3rd and 11, and the offense you're choosing to play isn't primed for these this sort of down and distance.
No, it's not. No. So Newcastle in a bit of a hole here. Wonder if they're going to take to the air for the first time. Obviously, what double wing and single wing offenses do as well is they try and set you up. They run the same play, then you hit it with that counter.
Yeah, for that big play. As it look like we're going to get a pitch option here. And it's really nice play.
Almost like a rugby-style pitch pass there, rather than an American football pitch.
Yeah, and I think this comes down to, I don't know if this is the Newcastle quarterback we were expecting to see today.
No, their starting QB is not here today. We're not sure why, but yeah, they're missing their starting quarterback, so this is obviously the backup. So that may have been why they're changing their offense slightly. Maybe they're not taking to the air as much.
And good job from you. I don't know what player it was there, but he committed to tackling the QB, which is what you've got to do in those pitch options.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
just go to tackle the QB. Force them to make that pitch every single time.
Yeah, you never want to be in the middle, pitter-pattering and going between two. At least take one guy out. So Newcastle back in pump formation.
And the second punt of the day is 10 through.
Ball's gone!
Almost a punt block.
Yeah, it was close. And ball out of bounds again.
Again, another short kick. Newcastle complained about something on the sideline here. Couldn't quite see what it was. But no flags on the play. And UWE are going to have to find a hold on this ball on this drive.
Great timing from number 10 for UWE there.
First down!
Dante Sparacco, Colorado scholar for UWE.
Yeah, good anticipation, good job coming around the edge, and really kind of forced that punt to be as lackluster as it was.
Yeah, UWE in tight formation on the right now. See Abel Mpaka, great to see him back up the middle. Great run from Abel. He's been dealing with a few injury issues this season, so great to see him back in kit today.
Over there. You don't need to keep locking him.
And the UWE offensive line did a great job of parting the sea for him there, as we just see him just be able to get straight down. Oh, and number 6. Oh, he's number 6 for Newcastle there. Very interesting tackling technique. Almost went to slide tackle him, and then realized it was illegal, as we see a keeper here from Hamish.
Ooh. Number 6 looks he might be a little bit hurt. There is a flag down
offense number 10
near the line of scrimmage, which usually would be a hold.
Yeah, as we're, I don't know if it's coming through on your headphones, Greener, but we're getting holding offense number 10.
Offense number 10. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
Yeah, good call. Holding on the offense. That's a tight end there. Dante get called for a hold there.
Come on, man. We were just singing your praises on special teams. As, yeah, obvious holds. There's no need there to be holding. Good job from the Newcastle player to make it obvious to the referees. And Hamish there, using his athleticism to go with a little sidestep back in. Might have liked to see, with the ball going on the ground so often to start with, I'd like to see him just go to the outside there.
Abel cutting back inside. I think that was a design outside run play, but he cut it up the middle. Getting about 4 or 5 yards though. Churning the legs, but good defense from Newcastle. They're keeping it keeping
Two
it
strikes,
in
two
the
strikes.
range of third down and long.
Yeah, especially if it's one of their bigger boys on the defensive line holding the player up. They're doing a great job of limiting yards after contact.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he? Number 77 there for Newcastle.
Ball's gone, ball's gone.
Screenplay.
And
Here
that
come
needs
the
to be
O-line.
cut back in. And he's still going. Just juggling the ball
Nearly
again.
lost the ball, yeah.
And this is a problem you find across the board. This isn't just a UWE problem. This is kind of in sports in general. When things don't go your way to begin with, you find players try too hard to make something happen.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And in that play there, I don't know, maybe as we watch the replay, there was an opportunity to as we go back. But yeah, there was an opportunity for him to cut back earlier there, and he didn't take it and chose to cut back when there was more players in his face. Just a bit dangerous.
Abel Mpaka on the carry there.
And they're holding him up. They're doing a really good job of holding these UWE players up to try and rip that ball out.
Yeah, but great solid run and a good drive from the offensive line. They made about 8-9 yards there on that third and short carry.
Yeah, as we see him go up, look at that. Look, good initial contact. He did a really good job to drive his legs, but if you see at the bottom of the pile, the first player to make contact is still holding on.
Yeah, Hamish McClure back to pass in a good pocket.
Yeah, very good pocket.
Yeah,
good
definitely
movement.
a hold. It's going to be coming back this play. Yeah. He's gone into the end zone, but again, penalties are going to kill UWE. It killed them against SGS. That's why SGS had great field position during that game. UWE went back and back and back, and it looks like similar things are happening tonight, which is not a good sign for UWE, especially in the playoffs.
No, and especially for both touchdowns to come back due to holding and blocking the backs. They need to...
I saw his shirt being pulled, so that's why I called it.
As we see the culprit having words with the ref just to see what was seen so he can adjust.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, blindside block, offence number 10. That penalty is declined. Holding, offence, that's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So 2 fouls on you. It was a blindside block by number 10, but that was declined, but they've accepted the hold on the right tackle, I think it was, or the right guard that was holding.
I disagree with the blindside block. That did come in late. We do see what the blindside block was thrown for. Completely disagree with that, but definitely holding.
UWE.
Yeah, UWE taking a timeout, and I think this is a great timeout by Coach Dan Mayer here, just to kind of settle the guys and get them in and talk to them about the small little mistakes and errors that they're making. You know, they're going to be frustrated that they're not on the scoreboard already. This is very rare that we see a UWE 0-0 sort of about halfway through the quarter. They're usually on the scoreboard at least 2-3 times by now. So this is a different kind of thing. And hats off to this Newcastle defense doing the right things, getting in the right places, causing the UWE players to do holding and other penalties, getting that ball out, getting the fumbles, causing the fumbles and recovering them. So hats off to those Newcastle Raiders. They're here to play.
They absolutely are. Obviously, it's a combination between great defensive work from them and mental mistakes from the UWE players. All penalties here that could have been avoided, and just extremely frustrating to see. You're right in terms of Dan Mayer doing a good job there, Coach Dan Mayer, to bring the players over, just to remind them that you don't have to hold. You guys are good enough to play correctly. You don't have to try and get away with these things. Like, if anything feels risky, just let go. Trust that you've got the athleticism in the ball carrier where they'll still get away.
Yeah, and we're going to have about a 1st and long now, so about 1st and 20 for the UWE offense in that spread formation. Motion by Ethan Fisher. It's going to be a jet sweep to the right. Gets outside, cuts it back in.
That is a lovely cut back in.
And there he goes. He is gone. Ethan Fisher, touchdown UWE Bullets. That timeout doing wonders for UWE there.
Oh yeah, that was very well timed timeout from Coach Mayer, and a fantastic run. Did a really good job of cutting back in, splitting the defenders where he did, and just saw nothing but green grass all the way to the end zone. Great play. Yeah,
Ethan Fisher is just electric when he has the ball in his hands. He cut to the outside, saw a backside cut lane and just hit it and went. And it's that one cut change of pace and he's gone.
Yeah, it's dangerous. When you've got a player that can cut back like that, it's easy to over-pursue a player that can outrun you. But then when they can cut back, they've got the agility to do that. Just extremely dangerous.
Yeah, UWE going for 2 as usual. Hamish McClure, and he's got him. It's Ethan Fisher again. He's in for 2 points.
Yeah, that was a fantastic throw and grab. Just put it where only Ethan could get his hands on it. And not only did he get his hands on it, he made a solid grab.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite 2-point plays, that quick little out route. UWE like to go to that.
Yeah, UWE
very successful as well.
Yeah, UWE have a very good playbook in these short yardage situations. Obviously, all season we've seen them go for two. They've every opportunity they've had to work on these 2-yard plays, they've taken it, and they've got, you know, they're very dangerous in these situations because of it.
Yeah, and you see, we didn't see it on camera there, but Ethan Fisher will motion inside, cut up, and then run that out route, which is why he was so open.
Yeah.
But again, great throw by Hamish McClure, good ball placement in a place where his receiver can make the play and DB doesn't have a chance. And we've seen as well from those short, you touched on those short yardage, we usually see that monster package from them as well, where they've got those big defensive linemen in there.
We've not really seen that since the start of the season.
Well, they ran it against SGS.
That's true. That's true. They did run it against SGS.
So they have been practicing it, and they have been using it, but they've got it if they need it. It's like one of those things, like for the playoffs as well. I know I'm not going to say too much, but I know Coach Frankie's been installing some other things as well for the playoffs, which I'm sure you'll see in due course.
Well, I'm sure that's the same for all teams.
Of course,
you know,
yeah.
you don't want to give away your whole playbook. Because we see a nice big deep kick from UWE here.
Going to be fielded by number 6 for Newcastle.
And very good tackle, very solid there. But yeah, good running from Jay. Speaking with watching the teams warm up at the start, there was definitely some concern from UWE about kicking it towards number 6 Jay. And obviously there's only so much you can do when the ball's in the air that long. He's going to find his way under it, you know.
Yeah, he is an athlete. Watching the film on him, he's been a great player for them this season. And as I said earlier, alluded to, one of the touchdowns he scored against Nottingham early on in the game when Newcastle visited Nottingham and played them. So he is an electric player, and they'll look to use him as much as they can tonight, I think.
Yeah, we've already seen that in the first few drives, that they are looking to, whether it's, you know, this motion into like a heavy dive package or into this option pitch play. We'll probably see him in motion here again.
Yeah, UWE got quite a lot of guys lined up on the right-hand side of the defensive line there. Obviously expecting something that side, and it's going to be stuffed. George Ryan's there just plugging that hole.
Yeah, really good job. And I don't know, maybe there's something in the way that Newcastle lining up where UWE know that that's not going towards their left side.
Yeah, George Ryan's missing in the last game against the Pride, so it's good to see him back on the field today. UWE, I actually don't think KK Brooks is in kit today. I haven't seen him on the side. I think I've seen him in streets on the sideline. My apologies. I think he's somewhere over there, but not in kit today. So that'll be interesting, because UWE have had a bit of trouble with injuries to running backs this season. So it'll be see how much they use Abel and Packer today when they're back on offense.
Yeah, obviously this time of year they've been playing all season, especially going through the cold period in the UK. Injuries do pile up, so sometimes the winner of these things isn't necessarily the best team, it's who's less injured.
Yeah, that's for sure. Number
And
6
number
again,
6 with
up
the ball.
middle. They are getting good success with that, but the problem is the consistency. They get good 4 yards on one of the downs out of 3, but then the other 2, they're not quite getting it.
Yeah,
and that's the thing with the double wing. You need to get it on those 3 downs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see it from the way their offensive line is blocking. They've got a very good scheme to make those 3-4 yards. The mistakes are happening in the backfield, or if the lane that they're not running down gets blown up.
Yeah, yet to see the counter from them yet, Craig. I'm waiting for it. It's going to come, and I would probably bet money that it's going to be a big play for them.
Two stakes.
If I was a betting man.
If you were a betting man. Yeah, I haven't seen BUCS football on Paddy Power anytime soon.
Maybe we can ask for what odds, Paddy.
Yeah, what are the odds? Give me UWE versus Newcastle. No, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like you say,
hurry up, offense, hurry up.
The counter could be big money for them, as we saw about 5-6 UWE players just focus solely on that one, as we should see a dive up the middle, but it's still on his feet.
Yeah, I think one of the running backs got away with a little bit of a false start there as well.
Okay, ease up everyone, ease
Newcastle
up,
being quite conservative with their play calling in those 3rd and long situations, not trying to press anything. I think they might be happy with the situation that they're only down by 8 points in the first quarter, as we're coming to the end of the first quarter. I think they'll be quite happy with what they've done so far on defense, maybe not so much on offense, but I think their play calling quite conservative, trying to burn that clock, keep the ball out of the hands of those UWE offensive players.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. The less amount of time UWE have the ball, there's only so much they can run the score up if you expect them to score a lot. Speaking with the Newcastle head coach, that was one thing in their game against Nottingham, where it was 14-7 at the half, and they really had Nottingham feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, better punt this time from
really
Newcastle.
Good punt.
Hey!
What is he doing?
Some flags near the line of scrimmage.
There was no need
Donnell
for that.
there. Maybe the person
The ball was
who
long gone, you
is
had no need.
Let's go.
Yeah.
going to get flagged.
Well, let him go because the ball is
Donnell
like
Lewis
50,
back
60
there.
yards
George
downfield.
Ryan's
There's no
having
need
a
for him to be holding
conversation
it
with the
down.
official.
Yeah.
See what the call is.
Yeah.
There are 2 flags. There's one on the sideline here, which could be an offside or an illegal formation.
Okay,
The
so
one in
it's,
the backfield, I
live
think,
ball
was
foul,
afters.
unsportsmanlike conduct by
Yeah.
kicking team number 8. So I assume we're going to take that on to the end of the run.
Official's just trying to get the call right here.
I think it's unsportsmanlike on Newcastle.
During the return, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 8. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down. Sorry. Unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team number 8.
Okay.
Okay, right, okay. So they
That's
they
a half
initially
distance
called it on
penalty from the
Newcastle,
end
but
of
it
the
was
run.
UWE's number 8, so that
First
is
down.
on Donnell
This is
Lewis.
number 8,
Yeah,
first
there's-
American
unsportsmanlike
scholars.
conduct foul of the game.
So it was interesting here in the conversation there between the referees and the player. It looks like
Right,
the
happened
referee's
during the
calling
play,
it
so we're gonna
because
tack on
he's
from the end of the
blocking
run.
when the ball's nowhere near. But obviously, in terms of the game, it doesn't matter where on the field you are, the play's live. And that's what the questioning from the UWE players was there. Is like, what do you want us to do? Like, at least they're asking the question of, I'm pretty sure this is legal. I'm willing to play by the rules you're putting down. Please let us know what to do in the future.
Yeah, and obviously George being one of the captains, he's well within his rights to talk to the official and have that conversation, so he can relay that message to his players.
Yeah.
Bit of a break in play here, not really sure what's going on.
I don't know if you guys are. I'll let you.
Okay, still trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion all round. UWE are going with the penalty that was called, and Newcastle maybe want a re-kick. Maybe they want to have the 15-yard from the previous spot so they can carry on their drive. Which if they're allowed to do, I'd completely understand them being out there for that.
I think it depends when the penalty occurred. If it was after the play, then you've already kicked the ball, so the ball's gone to the opposition.
Yeah.
And I think the official is going to come over, have a coach's conference, and speak to head coach from the Newcastle sideline. Yeah, so a long conversation, obviously unsure what they're talking about. But a bit of a conference going on, discussing that rule. UWE out on offense, ready to go.
Yeah, it was funny a second ago, UWE had their offense and defense out, so, you know, it would have been...
You can't have that many guys on the field. Bit of a disadvantage.
We are seeing defense run on now, so it looks like it's been resolved.
Yeah.
But I can understand the confusion.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it comes down to that. Was it during the play or was it after the play? And I think that was what the argument was. That's the only thing I can think of that he may have been arguing.
Yeah, once that ball's been kicked, anything afterwards, you've committed to turning over the ball.
Once the whistle's gone and the play's over, that's it. You know, anything else happens after that, it's going to be tacked on, rather than re-kicking and not re-kicking. They would have gotten, if it was during the play, they would have got an automatic first down and 15 yards. So after all that, UWE are on offense.
Deep in their own territories, you see a run up the middle, lots of space, lots of grass, looking to cut back up.
Oh, good spin move. Maybe a little bit too patient with his running there.
Yeah,
you know, I would have expected him to kind of put the burners on and go out.
listen, people have different styles of play, Greener. Some people like contact, some people don't. I would say that's a player that very much likes contact.
Yeah, it looks like we've got to the end of the first quarter here, I think, on that conclusion of that play. A little bit of a stiffy, nice spin move.
Yeah, the spin move did well. He got an extra 5 yards there by the looks of it. And just like that, UWE very much out of their, very much out of the danger zone.
Yeah, so end of the first quarter, Craig. What are your major takes so far?
Discipline from UWE. Discipline from UWE. We've seen it in all aspects of the game now. Newcastle should be extremely proud of the way they're playing.
Yeah.
When their offense isn't making mistakes behind the line of scrimmage, they're making those 4 or 5 yards that they're looking to make. And on defense, obviously, 2 turnovers in 1 quarter is...
Oh, it's big.
It's amazing. It's really good. They should be riding that momentum, and they've proven to themselves now that they can do it.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed that they're not on the scoreboard, but you know, it's a great job by their defense getting the ball twice. A UWE offense that doesn't really turn the ball over. I think Hamish has only thrown 2 picks all season.
Yeah.
And one of them was against Pride last week, so.
Yeah, as we see him look into the air again. And yeah, good tackling from
Great tackling.
Newcastle.
Yeah, just swarming to the ball. And again, person holding him up by the legs,
Yep.
next person comes in. So good coaching from this this setup here.
Yeah,
at
they're
Newcastle.
not letting the players go to the ground. They're making sure that they have to hold on to that ball properly every second. Look at him, he's dragging him down, but in a way where he's not put, you know what I mean? Like he's letting the UWE player think that he can make more yards.
Yeah, Abel and Packer back on the carry, big carry up the middle, rumbling for a first down.
Yeah, and that's a really, really lovely dive, taking him near the first down marker. I think it's going to be about 3rd and 1.
Yeah, just short. It looked like he might have got it from the reach.
Yeah, really good drive from the UWE offensive line there, just pushing everybody back.
That's exactly what you want from your offensive line, just bodies driving bodies back. Abel and Packer again, straight up the
and
middle.
that will be a first down. Still on his feet. He needs to get both hands on the ball,
he's
though.
a tough guy to bring down. Beast mode there. Nearly making things happen. I think he was one missed tackle away from taking that to the races.
And the thing is as well, he really did make things happen there. You know, that was a 3rd and 1, and he went for about 15 to 20 yards there as he just stayed on his feet, turning back in. And you see, this is where like those Newcastle players that are, you know, going for the ball, causing those turnovers early, they've still got to make sure they secure that tackle.
Yeah, Abel and Packer again, they're really riding him on this drive. Staying on his feet. Good tackle by number 68 from Newcastle. Number 68 is Alexander Houghton.
Yeah, good play. Bit upright there in terms of the play. We see him try to lift his legs up to avoid that tackle. Bit of an awkward landing.
Yeah, not ideal, and they've subbed him out now. They've actually got Max Parkinson, the defensive lineman, back there in the backfield now. Interesting fact about Max Parkinson, he was actually at the CFL Global Combine today, and he's driven back down to play this game and suit up.
Well, good. Listen, that's the UWE spirit right there.
Yeah, he was unsure if he was going to play today, but he has got his kit on, and he is there on the field.
That is a goal. Good effort to tackle. Hamish still on his feet. He's got to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, wide open. Dante Sparacco. He's got one man to beat. There is a block downfield.
And he's still on his feet.
And he's in the end zone. 4-6. Touchdown, UWE Bullets. And Hamish McClure just making that play. Extending it to the left, extending it to the right. Dante just finding some grass, settling down, and Hamish finds his man, and he does the rest once he's got the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Hamish did a really good job of not getting tackled in the backfield there for the sack. And more importantly, the UWE offensive line did a very good job of not blocking.
Also not holding. Yeah,
sorry.
Not holding. Or
not
going
blocking would have been the
downfield.
opposite, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say not blocking downfield, but yeah, not holding as well.
Not holding, because, you know, when your quarterback's back there scrambling, it's very easy to... Hopefully, you shouldn't be looking at your QB.
Yeah.
As an offensive lineman, you know, if you're looking at your QB, you've messed up somewhere. So they've got to rely, and then if that defensive lineman that is looking at the quarterback, it's easy for those holding calls to happen.
Yeah, Max Parkinson, the big defensive lineman, gets in for the 2-point conversion. There was a massive hole there. It parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, that was very, very good blocking from UWE's front five there.
Yeah, UWE's offensive line are just, they're just machines, aren't they?
As our cameraman struggled to see, listen, we struggled to see what was happening as well in real time, but that is a great job at the end there. Really good job tracking the ball, getting
Great block downfield as well from Lex Moraldo.
Yeah, that was
finishing
fantastic
his guy,
block.
and then Dante's just making that last guy miss and just kind of trots and skips into the end zone. Gets his 6 points.
Yeah, and that should hopefully settle UWE down a little bit. You know, we're into the second quarter now. Only the 2 touchdowns scored. Very, very cagey game. Not through. Normally when it's a cagey game, you've got 2 teams that don't want to lose. You've got 2 teams here that very much want to win. And it's just been quite exciting first 15 minutes or so here.
Yeah, it has. Interesting kickoff formation from Newcastle. UWE sort of in a half huddle and then letting the 2 sides go out. That's got to be a Jack Farr thing.
That has got to be a Jack Farr. That has got to be a Coach Farr thing.
The unnecessary double huddle.
It didn't phase Newcastle in the slightest. So you see a nice deep kick. Going to have Jay Bescherer on the return, working his way down the sideline, doing a really good job of staying on his feet.
A good return from Jay there. Just staying on his feet, being patient, letting his blocks develop, and giving the Newcastle offense some good field position. Now, the key to this Newcastle offense, they have to get 3 or 4 yards of carry. If they put themselves into a hole with any loss of play, even if they just get back to the line of scrimmage, it's not the end of the world, but any sort of like loss of like 3-4 yards, that puts them into a big hole with this double wing kind of run first offense.
Yeah, and actually I think it was a really good tackle there from number 5 UWE. Just spinning the player around to make sure he didn't go down. It looked like he was going to cut back in, but it looked like it was just really good strength and really good job from the UWE special teams unit there.
Inside handoff to the running back.
Yeah, interesting play there. Very late in the handoff.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it tries to catch you off guard. So the QB goes slightly in one direction, try and get those angles for the offensive lineman, and then hits you with a little, it's almost like a counter, but not a counter underneath, going the opposite direction. Number 15, a little bit sheepish there for Newcastle. A little bit of a limp, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, interesting play. Really good drive from both sides of the ball. Newcastle on this second down, making good yardage.
Good run. See, this is the situation Newcastle want to be in this offense right now. They've had 2 positive plays. They're about 3rd and short. No, is it a first?
It might be a first. Might
short?
give him.
No, 3rd and short. So it's going to be 3rd and short, but that's exactly what this offense is designed to do.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, you know, for people that watch the NFL, this is very much the kind of situation that the Eagles would just do that sneak where they've got big people pushing the coup.
Play.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
almost like a rugby scrum, isn't
this
it?
is, if you weren't aware from how Newcastle are playing, it's very tight, very bodies packed together. Like, I mean, number 6 is their widest player.
This is when I'd run the counter right now, 3rd and short, because they're expecting run middle.
And UWE might have got the stop here.
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, I think they have. Looks like it's going to be 4th down and decision time for the coach of Newcastle. Would you go for it here, Craig?
I would, personally. They do well in these, like, if you're not going to go for it on 4th and short with the type of offense you're running, why are you running this offense?
Agreed. Yeah, I think their offense is staying out on the field. And it is 4th and about, well, it's about half a yard, I think.
Yeah, it's literally Albert's foot that was between the line and and the ball there. So.
Albert's foot.
Yeah, and this is a big play for Newcastle. Not only can they get the first down here, but they can take another couple minutes off the clock.
Yeah, I think there's a timeout being called. Timeout, Newcastle.
I'm waiting for you to, because you've called it twice already. I'm waiting for you to say they called a timeout so that they can run the counter on this next play.
Hey, the counter's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Don't let me down, Newcastle.
750. Here it is, yep.
And just during this timeout, I'd just like to point everybody to the today's sponsors. We've got TeamBuildr, PlayOverseas, EP Sports, and Matt Davis Leadership. They've been sponsoring the team all year, and UWE are very, very happy with the partnerships and proud sponsors of all of them.
Yeah, and also our production team, CheersMate Productions. As always, solid streaming service.
Yeah, listen, when we don't want to call out other people, but we do enjoy our time working with CheersMate, and we know it's appreciated by all the fans, people that are watching, and obviously we've got a UWE team here that are very international, and the level of production really helps, you know, those friends and family from back home enjoy watching their friends and family play.
Yeah, that's it. And here we go then. Big play for the Newcastle offense. It is 4th and short. Do you think you go hard count here, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. They've gone hard count,
Yeah.
and they've got the offside.
Yep.
Great call. And great timeout from Newcastle there. It's almost like I knew what they were going to do.
As soon as it was like the fog cleared from my mind when you said hard count. I was like, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah,
that is exactly what they're going to do.
It's the first time that they've actually changed the snap count.
Yeah.
Today. So great coaching there from the coach, calling the timeout, making sure that all the players are on the same page. You know, it's one of those ones when you're in a huddle and offense, do not move.
Do not move. It does not matter what I say at quarterback. Do not move. A little bit different on this one, but like we say, like this is Newcastle's chance to take some time off the clock as well as drive down the field.
Newcastle's first down here.
Yeah, a little bit of a mess there.
Ooh, bit of a push at the end, but within the whistle, so all okay.
Yeah, just glad to see no one got hurt on the trip there.
Looks like he might have lost about a foot or a yard there.
Yeah, it was just a bit too much commotion in the backfield, as we see, you know, number 18 trying to get the ball, maybe to try and help give a drive, but UWE just...
Yeah, I think the snap was a little bit off and the QB couldn't quite get the handle, so he just tucked it himself and ran up the middle. I think he was meant to hand that off to number 18 for Newcastle. But again, not an awful situation for Newcastle to be in, especially if they're going for it on 4th down.
No, exactly.
You know, if they can get 4 or 5 yards here, then they're in a good position to try and get 4 or 5 more for 3rd and 4th down.
And that is great work in the backfield. Still on his feet, though, getting back roughly to the original line of scrimmage, unless we're looking at the referee here. Probably a loss of 1.
Yeah, the UWE defense doing a great job to set the edge there, making sure that they don't get outside, the running back does not get outside, and all the players are inside, making him cut back to where his help is. So great discipline from the UWE defense there.
Yeah, especially because they haven't faced this all year. You know, everybody being in the box.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first time that we've had it, and I would have imagined that they haven't seen a lot of this double wing style on film, because Newcastle haven't, I don't think they've ran this all season. They've been running a different type of offense, obviously with the Q change at quarterback.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I know from watching footage and doing a little bit of research and preparation, I was expecting a bit of a bit of a battle between the UWE defensive backs as he goes to the area. It's going to be open.
Oh, incomplete. Donnell Lewis does enough there, but number 89 did have a step. If that ball was a little bit more out in front, I think he would have had it.
He definitely would have. We've seen UWE's defensive back struggle a little bit with those deeper balls, and just doing a good job of being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, again, Newcastle going to the air for the first time there, as we saw, coming out to punt now on 4th and long, but it just goes to show that something is there in the pass game, and there is a vulnerability to this UWE defense. Yeah,
as we see, almost thrown to the UWE player rather than to the Newcastle player.
He just put a bit too much air on it. Just put it a little bit behind him. If he would have put that over the top, I think his receiver runs underneath it and they get a good gain.
Yeah, and this is where the strength of the UWE front really it puts the quarterback under duress, where he had to get that ball out.
And we've got another timeout here.
Yeah.
Newcastle called the timeout.
Yeah, Newcastle calling the timeout, and we're finding out we got about just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. But I mean, listen, it's gone quick because of this run game.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what this double wing style offense does. It burns the clock. It takes the ball out of your offense's hands because it just keeps it. You churn, you churn, you churn. You're just absolutely rinsing that clock.
Yeah, if you're against a high-powered offense, you just got to limit the amount of times they can have the ball, and Newcastle are doing a bang-up job at it.
Exactly, and this, as I alluded to earlier, UWE scored over 600 points in the season. I think they were averaging about 75 points a game, which is just unheard of.
Yeah, UWE really did really did well on offense during the year. I think a lot of the southern teams struggled with recruitment, which is a shame to see. Hopefully, you know, they're doing better next year. UWE very close to the punt block. A very good punt as well, going out about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, good roll on the punt there. He's kind of kicking it a little bit of a rugby style, rolling to his right slightly and just booting it to the right-hand sideline. Obviously, UWE have got good returners, so at the moment they're keeping the ball away from those returners to stop anything happening. Obviously, we had the kick return it on the first kick of the game, but that was called back for a hold, so you know exactly what you can expect from the UWE return game.
Yeah, exactly. And UWE very much, you know, for teams that, and then Newcastle have probably seen it, you know, all of UWE's games are online for people to see.
Yep.
They can see that electricity back there, and they've gone, I ain't kicking to you.
Yeah, it's interesting when teams do live streams and then they take them down straight away.
Yeah,
A couple of teams do that, don't they?
It's frustrating when you know you want to go see what's been going on in the rest of the league and it's disappeared, but that's their prerogative, I guess.
Indeed.
As we see UWE on offense.
Pass out to Ethan Fischler. Again, making the first guy miss, as he always does. But good gang tackling from Newcastle. I feel like they've tackled quite well today.
They have. They've tackled really well today, to the point where, you know, as a former UWE player, I'm nervous every time the UWE players are cutting back inside, because I know that Newcastle contingent are going to be driving to fill those gaps. But good play, good yardage gained.
Yeah, it's going to be second and short now. My offensive brain here, I'd be shot. Take a shot. It's second and short. Take the shot. If you don't get it, you can get an easy third and short conversion.
Yeah, and UWE aren't adverse to going for it on fourth down.
But it is Abel and Packer up the middle as he does a spin move to his left.
Good job wrapping the ball up there.
Yeah, still driving his feet. Great blocking from Noah here on our sideline. Drove number 77 off. Number 77 gives him a little pat on the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean, from our point of view, I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he might have gone for some afters, but just letting him know.
Give him a little pat. Yeah, good block. Give him the thumbs up. Yeah,
we do see him. I tell you what, he got driven there. We kind of just saw the start of it at the corner.
Yeah, Noah played his football at the Helsinki Wolverines last summer, so he's played football in Europe at a good standard as well. So great to have him on the offensive line for the UWE Bullets this season.
Looking deep. And that's a great grab. And still on his feet.
Good
what a tackle.
Again, great tackling from Newcastle. It looks like Dante might be a little bit shaken up. He's holding his hand a little bit there.
Yeah, he is. He's making his way to the sideline. Looking in a little bit of pain. Might have happened on the landing there, which is a shame because he's really good hands. Getting the ball at his highest point, staying on his feet, and as he drives, yeah, I think just the way he lands, he kind of, his hand extends, and because it's quite a low tackle. With those submarine tackles, you've almost got to roll with it rather than try and put your hands down to protect yourself. But easier said than done.
Yeah, Dante off to the sideline for at least a play here. We see a pitch to Abel and Packer to the left-hand side.
And still on his feet. And I'd just like to see him lower that shoulder. He's very confident in his just pure strength. I mean, look at those legs. They are huge legs.
Yeah,
it's going to take a lot to tackle that guy, but part of me just wants to see him lower that shoulder.
Lay the boom.
Lay the boom. And again, that comes down to a bit of nervousness from how good Newcastle have been at ripping that ball out. As we see 54 nice and high, going straight to the ball.
Get the ball, yeah.
Straight to the ball. That's why you lower that shoulder. You don't allow, you create more distance between the ball and the tackler.
Obviously something that Newcastle maybe have seen on film that these UWE backs don't necessarily, or UWE receivers don't necessarily carry the ball too tight. So definitely making a point of going after the ball. We've seen UWE fumble twice already.
Yeah, I think the ball's on the floor, and Newcastle have recovered once again.
UWE again putting the ball on the ground. What is going on?
Yeah, I think if UWE make it through this and make it through to the semi-finals, there are going to be a lot of ball security drills over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Newcastle doing a great job again, jumping on the ball. I think that was definitely a mixture between running back QB there. But again, Newcastle seem to be in the right place at the right time here when these balls are on the ground.
They know what they're about. They know what they're about. They expect to rip that ball out, and they know to have players around to tidy it up. And they've done a great job. UWE have put the ball on the floor 3 times, and Newcastle have recovered every single one. Pretty bad field position for Newcastle here, though, especially if if one play gets blown up, it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, 12 men on the field for Newcastle there. One guy running off late, so it's going to be a half distance to the goal, I believe.
Illegal substitution. The offence had 12 men on the field. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
5 yards there outside the 10-yard line, so 5 yards back. They're going to be on about the 6-7 yard line now. First and 15.
Be interesting to see what Newcastle's play calling is going to be here.
Counter, counter, counter. Come on. It's going to come soon, surely.
Hey, listen, if they now's as good a time as any. They are out of shotgun, and
that's stuffed in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 3-4 yards. Not the direction Newcastle want to be going in here.
Yeah, they did a better job of confusing me where the ball was than they did that UWE front, because I had no idea what was going on that time.
Well, good job you're here and not on the field.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of reasons I'm not on the field. Yeah, as we see, almost like a little under sweep.
That may have been the counter right there.
Yeah.
That may have been that kind of counter play, but UWE were just not fooled by it.
That is the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
UWE have 2 timeouts remaining. Newcastle have 2
I believe.
timeouts remaining.
Oh, they have 2.
2 timeouts, yeah.
I thought they called 2.
I think UWE have called 1, so I think UWE have got 2 timeouts, and I think Newcastle have called 2 timeouts, so I think they've only got 1.
Well, referee just said they got 2, so listen, if you're Newcastle, you take advantage of that. The ref thinks you got 2, you got 2. But I thought they'd called 2, so. And like dive up the middle, just looking to try and gain some space, and they might do it here.
Lots of balls.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job. It's up at the front here.
Yeah. A great carry by Newcastle.
And they just do a really good job of protecting that ball carrier, so it takes more than one person to tackle him.
Yeah.
But as we see here, he's going to sneak his way through. But as he sneaks his way through, he's got one player directly on him, just number 14's holding him up and helping that drive to get some yardage.
Yeah, and UWE have called a timeout here, obviously trying to save some time left in this first half. If you're in the UWE camp now, are you going to be a bit disappointed with the scoreline?
Yes, I'd be frustrated. There's no way UWE can go to the locker room at halftime and not be annoyed. They've had 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, they've had 3 turnovers, and it doesn't matter what the score is. If you're playing ball where you can't hold on to it, you are going to be frustrated. You are going to be disappointed. You are going to feel you've left a lot out on the field. And if you're Newcastle, you're going into the half going, we can do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 24 points, isn't it? 3 turnovers with the 2 conversions each time, so it's 24 points. The score could be 40-0, but UWE just need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it's been extremely frustrating to watch, and even in plays where they haven't fumbled it, you know, there's just been something amiss. There's just been something amiss with this UWE front, and I don't know if it's just the Newcastle defense have just done such a good job at making the UWE players second guess themselves, or if it's you know, it was a bit of a physical game last week against SGS, so maybe they're just feeling some effects from that. But yeah,
I think it's a combination of all 3, Craig, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a combination. UWE have got a couple of injuries as well. We saw that last game, they had a few guys out injured. Newcastle running back up the middle. And it's going to be no gain, and it's going to be another timeout, UWE. And it's 4th down and about 11. So UWE are going to get the ball back with a minute and change left to see if they can put some more points on the scoreboard before the half.
That is their 3rd and final timeout.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what UWE's play calling is here, because they've not done anything really on offense, apart from plays that have been called back.
Yeah.
They've not really had a chance to show how explosive they are to score quickly. They're going to be going into this with no timeouts, a minute to play. You've got some very experienced players that will know to get out of bounds, to you know, preserve that clock. But Newcastle have done a very, very good job of making sure this clock continues to tick down.
Yeah, there's only one time where UWE have actually gone to the air, and that was to deep on a deep play, and that was in the first quarter where Hamish slowly.
As the ball hits the floor, and UWE are going to have the ball in very good field position.
Yeah, that's going to be costly for Newcastle there. And just sorry, going back to what I was saying, the only time that UWE have gone deep was the ball to Jersey, where Hamish just sort of overthrew him slightly.
Yeah, and it was there. You know, it was there. As we see a replay of this, just a very low snap.
not ideal for
Oh, not a low
Newcastle.
snap. Ideal snap,
Yeah.
just dropped by the punter, unfortunately.
UWE looking to put more points on the board here
Yeah,
before the half closes out.
Yeah, and sorry going to interrupt you there, Greener, but if UWE score here, this is worst case scenario for Newcastle. He drops it.
Bit of a weird play. It didn't look like the receiver was expecting the ball there.
No, I thought Hamish was going to throw that to his inside man rather than his outside man.
The one who ran the hitch route.
Yeah,
he looked
yeah.
like he was open underneath.
Yeah, as we see it again. So this is the angle we just watched a second ago. As we see the play right there.
Yeah, Ethan is open there, but he's gone to Jersey outside, and Jersey not maybe expecting the ball there.
You probably saw how open Ethan was.
Yeah, there it is, that motion to outplay, that 2-point play that they like to run.
No, out of the one.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the pass there. A good route from Ethan, but couldn't quite get the ball over the line of the goal line there.
And really good job from him to actually catch that. Really good grab. It's fingertips edge.
Yeah, UWE bringing in an extra offensive lineman and another blocking tight end here, personnel-wise. So, oh, here we go. It's Dante in at QB. It looks like it's the Jalen Hurts play, the rugby scrum that we were talking about earlier, and UWE have that in the offensive playbook.
And that'll
he's
be
in
a
for
touchdown.
6.
And that'll be a touchdown. That is... Listen, I'm lost for words because it's trying to decide who we talk about first here. UWE are obviously overjoyed at getting that turnover, getting a quick score with not much time left before the half. They're going to be overjoyed that they've been able to put this score in a more comfortable position. But if you're Newcastle and how well you've played, I believe they felt they could get a stop. If they got that punt off, I believe they would have given it their all to get a stop. And unfortunately, this might be the score that changes the tide of this game.
Hamish McClure finds Dante Sparacco for the 2 points.
And I'm glad to see Dante out there again. He did go off with his hand hurting. Was worried maybe an elbow injury, but he's back out there looking healthy.
Yeah, we see the replay of the rugby scrum type play, that Jalen Hurts play that they run in Philadelphia, that they were so successful with on the season in the NFL, and UWE proving that they can do the same thing here in the BUCS BUCS University League.
Guys, watch out for the onside kick! Watch out for the onside kick!
Some
It's me wishing it's summer. I want to be on the
you
field
want to be
now.
playing.
I'm getting that itch. Actually, recently just come back from Iceland, played with the Sealand Seahawks over in Iceland last week, which was a great experience being out there.
That explains your hat as well.
Yeah, I got the Sealand Seahawks hat on as well. Keeping me warm. It is very chilly out here tonight.
We just heard some of the Newcastle coaches is telling them to watch out for the onside kick. There's less than 10 seconds to go, so it would be a very ambitious onside kick.
Yeah,
but
I don't think that UWE onside this.
Oh, fair catch.
Fair catch.
Okay. Interesting decision. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's not much time left on the clock. I like the fair catch.
Yeah, we'll see if Newcastle run a play here or they just kneel it out to get out of the half. And I think they should be happy with what they've done. Apart from that one missed catch on the punt play, they've done a great job in this first half.
But listen, UWE have made 3 mistakes. Newcastle have made 1. Newcastle's was more costly.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
Newcastle
football.
didn't cash in on the 3 turnovers. So
No, it'd be interesting. I don't think. Yeah, I'd like to see Newcastle run a play here. I don't know why you fair catch it with this little time left on the clock if you're going to kneel it out. But
unless they want to go take a shot. Take a deep shot here.
Go for it.
Which is why they wanted to conserve time with the fair catch, maybe.
Yeah, as we see, same formation.
I think it's going to be a nil.
No,
But 2 men
it's
in
a
motion.
penalty.
What's going on? That's the second time they've done that this game.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a. It's just got to be confusion in how the play call's worded.
Yeah, it must be confusion with the running backs. One of them is supposed to motion every play.
Yes.
And obviously, in that instance, both those times now, early on in the game and just on that last play, as we saw
Illegal
2 guys
shift,
in motion.
Offence, number 6 and 14. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
At this point, I think you just take the knee. You gave it a go. There's some heads-up play with a fair catch. But then I don't know why they would go for a dive as well.
Yeah, strange before the half. Obviously, UWE out of timeouts anyway, so they can't preserve any more time.
Hey guys, get down.
As we get ready for what will probably be the last play of the half. Yep, we're seeing a straight dive by the quarterback up the middle.
Yeah, I think this is going to take us to the end of the half now. Yeah, referee putting his hand in the air. So it's going to be half time here. UWE Bullets 24, Newcastle Raiders 0. Craig.
Greener.
No. Again, I'm going to ask you the same question. Any surprises from this first half?
I mean, the turnovers from UWE. The turnovers from UWE have been huge. I'd like to see Newcastle do something a little bit different when they've got the ball. You know, they did a really good job with the short yardage situation to get UWE offside, but apart from that, it's been very, very lackluster. We've seen they've got good runners. We've seen they've got very committed players helping those runners make yards, and it's just small mistakes that I'd like to see Newcastle tidy up to hopefully make something happen.
Yeah, they'll need to make some adjustments here in the second half. It'd be interesting to see what they do when they come back out in the second half. If they have the same kind of ploy or they go to something different on offense. You know, defensively, I think they've done a good job, but offensively, not quite getting the consistency that they need.
No, and again, like we said a minute ago, Newcastle 3 turnovers. Their defense has done super well. They've been all over the field. They've been ball hunting. They've been going for it, and it's just that one Newcastle mistake that could really make the difference here. Okay, it was 16-0, but 16-0 is a lot more manageable than 24-0.
Yeah, for sure. You know, with the short field position that they gave them right at the end, not an ideal situation for Newcastle to be in, and giving up 8 more points at the end of the half is a big momentum changer, and it's not what you want. You know, football's all about momentum. You want to stick with it, or what is going, and you want the momentum on your side, and Newcastle needs some momentum right now, and I feel like they lost it a little bit there at the end of the half.
Yeah, and listen, this isn't the first time that Newcastle have faced this adversity where, you know, a mistake has been costly. When they were playing Nottingham, it was 14-7 going into the half, and then in the third quarter there was a turnover, which then became 21-7, and the game kind of got out of hand. I think that experience of you know, messing up and letting the momentum change to the other side, that could benefit them here, and hopefully they keep their head screwed on right.
Yeah, and as the players are going in for the halftime, I might try and grab one coach or player just for a quick interview, just to get a bit of insight from the coaches on the sideline.
Yeah, I see.
Before we head off and go for a break.
I see the offensive coordinator for UWE making his way over.
Yeah, we'll try and get Frankie Pankhurst in for a quick interview here as he's coming over.
Yeah, I'll let you take the questions, and I'll hand this over to him.
No worries. All right, Coach Frankie, how you doing?
Okay.
How do you feel like the first half's gone for you?
Flat. Just very flat. Being a poor first half. We're playing down to their level. The guys aren't playing to our potential right now. Just a few things to work on, but yeah, get it going second half.
Yeah, ball security been a bit of an issue for you in the first half. What are you going to try and say to the boys at halftime?
Yeah, so we're resting 2 running backs today. So Jackson and KK both not playing, kitting up. So Leon's been getting in the backfield a little bit. And 2 bad exchanges, really. 2 fumbles there.
Yeah, so maybe not out of practice.
Yeah, basically. So just new position for him. He's a linebacker. So trying a few different things out. But things to work on. And he did some great stuff in the run game blocking, so I like that.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Any kind of changes that you're going to maybe employ in the second half? Are you going to keep going with what you're going with? Or?
Yeah, just keep it simple, get in, get out. It's all about, you know, we know we're semi-finals are here without being the most arrogant idiot in the world. So it's actually, let's just make sure we've got no injuries. We've lost 1 lineman today, don't want to lose anybody else. Yeah, unfortunately, Max, our right tackle's out, and looks like he's done for the season.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, with that, it's just let's get in and get out healthy.
Yeah, it's disappointing. All right, well, good luck for the second half, Coach.
Cheers, guys.
And all the best.
In a bit.
So that was offensive coordinator Frankie Pankhurst for the UWE Bullets. Bit of a concern for them losing Max.
Oh,
their right
yeah,
tackle. Didn't see when he went down, but that's a big loss for the UWE offense.
Absolutely, and anybody that's watching, has been watching all season, you'll know how pivotal that offensive line have been for UWE. For them to lose somebody like Max, that is a cornerstone of that line, that's huge. And I think he's right to be worried that the main goal here is to come out. You know, you've got a 24-point advantage. Keep it up and get out of here.
Yeah, I think it's the right mindset to have. You know, you want to try and get out as injury-free as possible. Right then, guys, so we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so for the second half. So make sure you go grab a hot drink, grab some snacks, get ready for a good show in the second half.
Are you talking to me or the audience?
Bit of both. Nah, the audience.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
All the best. had a nice refreshing break and are back with us for the second half. UWE on the kickoff, Newcastle ready to receive.
Yeah, we got back pretty quickly there. Give me a second to catch my breath after running back from my car.
And a kick is away, is a deep one. And it's fumbled by the kick returner.
And I believe, yeah, he just dived on the ball to retain possession there.
Yeah, let's see what adjustments Newcastle have made for the second half here. Are they going to keep on going with this double wing offense, or are they going to roll the dice a little bit? I noticed a few comments on the stream. I looked at it at half time. A few people were saying it doesn't really matter if they get pumped 60-0 or 24-0. This is the playoffs. Like, it's win or go home. They may as well try something different if it's not been quite working for them in the first half.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love the. I'll quote it a lot, but there's a line in The Waterboy where it's like, last game of the season, can't hold anything back now. And
I know.
It's true. It's true. You can't. And we see double motion from Newcastle again. Not how they wanted to start the half.
That play should just be blown. Oh no, it's blown dead now. But it's going to be an illegal shift again by Newcastle.
Yeah, and I think, that's what, 3 times that's happened?
Yeah, 3 times now.
There's got to be something in that play call that's confusing the running backs there.
Yeah, and it's not what you'd expect first play after the first half as well, when you've already made that mistake twice.
Illegal shift, offence number 6 and 87. That penalty is declined. Second down.
Oh, they've declined it, and they've gone with second down instead, because they had a little bit of a loss on the play, so they've just declined the shift.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense from UWE. Like you said in the first half there, Greener, this offense relies on making 3-4 yards every time. By them being on 2nd and 12, they're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. So, not a bad shout from UWE declining that penalty.
But yeah, you're right. Really, first play coming back from the half, it should be something they're all aware of what the plan is 5 minutes into halftime.
This time they do get the motion right.
Yeah, and there's number 6 making a good
carry.
run.
Nice
Very
run.
good cut.
He was one tackle away there from taking that for a big gain.
Yeah, you could almost see the whites of his eyes widen from that camera angle. Is nothing but green grass in front of him, but very good job from the UWE defense to tackle him for a short gain.
Yeah, I was obviously able to have a talk with some of the coaches on the UWE sideline at half-time, and they did confirm that KK Brooks is not in kit today, so that's why we haven't seen him, carrying a little bit of a knock from the Pride game, I think. So just resting him as a precaution for this game. Jack's Corporate as well. We saw him he got ejected last game. That's his 2nd ejection, so I think he's suspended for 2 games.
Yeah, as we see a misfire on the snap, and it looks like Newcastle did recover. As a UWE player, a bit slow to his feet, but jogging off under his own accord.
Yeah, bad handle on the snap there.
Yeah, he was actually in motion as the ball was coming forward. Obviously very quick, you couldn't call a false start on that, but him running towards the ball definitely affected that.
Yeah, Newcastle haven't kicked to the returners yet. They've opted to kick out of bounds. Let's see if they do, because there's 2 electric returners back there in Ethan Fisher and Jersey Eckor, so I don't blame the punter for kicking out of bounds. This one could be returnable. It takes a favourable bounce. It does bounce up to Ethan Fisher. He makes the first guy miss.
Cut.
And there he goes.
He does have grass.
There he goes. There he goes. And he's going to be stopped just beyond the 20-yard line, but great return. Good feet from Ethan Fisher there, making a couple of missed tackles and getting a great return.
Yeah, as we see this again, it's really from the start. The ball bounces up, guy in his face, takes the right step to make him miss. Good block from number 13, and just here, we'll just see number 42, I think that's Leon, right?
Yeah, Leon Kosovic.
Just did a good job to avoid the holding and block on the back there.
Yeah, he did a great job, and sometimes a small block like that, where you just chip them a little bit on the shoulder, is enough to break someone away. One guy run onto the field late for Newcastle. They've opted to take a timeout because they didn't have 11 on the field.
Yeah, that's frustrating for Newcastle to lose a timeout this early in the half.
Yeah, big 77 there, trotting onto the field was not where he should have been.
Yeah, easy to notice if he's not on the field, though. That's their biggest player.
He is a large man.
He is towering over everybody.
Blue, okay.
Both ways.
Timeout, Newcastle. That is their first timeout.
Apologies for the ref mic not working, but you know, we'll try and relay as much information as we can from the hand signals and from what we can pick up from the mics down on the field as well. So
I think it's just you. I'm hearing that through. Yeah, I think it's just
Must be
yourself.
my headphones then, because I can't hear a damn thing.
I think the refs have done that to you on purpose. They're sick of you talking about them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
All right, but at least thanks for letting me know. I need to let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, you do. I think I may have sorted it, Craig.
Yeah.
Thanks to our guys at CheersMate.
Yeah, we just missed that play while we were resolving that, but it's going to be second and about 3 or 4 for UWE. And it's going to be a dive up the middle with lots of green grass in front.
Oh, there he goes. He's carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. But he is going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, UWE Bullets. Max Parkinson, who was at the CFL International Combine earlier, and we just found out he was successful, so he'll be flying off to Canada on the 22nd of March to go and do the real thing. So congratulations, Max. Big effort from you.
Yeah, absolutely. You might as well just keep giving him the ball because he's riding such a high. There's no way you're taking that man down right now. And I think, looking at how they're lining up, that might be exactly what they're planning on doing here.
Yeah, Max a defensive lineman by trade, but showing that he can get it done in the backfield, and he is a big human being. I stood next to him before the games. We see...
That is a great throw.
Yeah, great throw. 2-point conversion is good. So it's going to be 32-0 to the UWE Bullets. And just as I was saying, I stood next to Max pre-game, and I looked at him. I thought his biceps almost doubled in size. I said, I swear you get bigger every time I see you. He's a huge human being.
I refuse to stand next to him for that very reason. As we just see him making his run in for the touchdown. And great throw and grab on the 2-point conversion as well. Hamish is right-handed, right? So there's a throw across the body there.
Yeah, to the left side.
Which just makes that throw look a little bit more special.
Hey, and that is a tough throw to make. Any
absolutely.
outbreaking route towards the sideline, that's a long way to throw. It's a tough throw, and he just made it look
especially
easy.
to your closed side, so where he's throwing across his own body.
Yeah.
It's a really small thing, but that is a super impressive play from him.
Yeah, spot on the money as well. Hit him in 2 hands, right in the numbers. And he got the 2-point conversion. So UWE lining up to kick the ball off again. This is what we're more accustomed to seeing from this UWE offense, scoring quickly.
Yeah, and good yardage gain from Newcastle here. Great tackle, good coverage from the kickoff team from UWE. But yeah, good work from UWE getting that quick score. Obviously had very good field position thanks to the punt return. Yeah, good running play, and then on that 2-point conversion, like we said, Hamish with a great play. Hamish from Los Angeles, played some football in Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada. Yeah, he plays ball in Nevada. Yeah. So wealth of experience. Be interested to see what he does with his football this summer, whether he chooses to go off and play in Europe or, you know, sticks around and maybe plays here in this country. But we'll see what some of these guys do. I mean, some of them will have different bits and pieces that they're doing.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to see this pitch play again. This time it gets out really well. Number 6 running strong and just driving it, getting that first down.
Pulling the UWE defender away from him. Jay Betcheler there. Great run from number 6 for the Newcastle Raiders. And he's bagged him a first down.
Yeah, really solid running. Look to be over here. Good job going after the QB. You got to hit your man. Just not wrapping up. And then just dragging these players with him. Getting that first down, and really good explosive play, really good response from Newcastle on the first play from scrimmage there.
Yeah, it's the first breakaway big play we've seen from the Newcastle offense.
Yeah, and you know they know it's there. It's just, it feels like their playbook's very limited today to show off what they're capable of. Oh, and that's a good run. Good cut back up.
And good driving, good push from the Newcastle offense.
Yeah, probably for about 5 yards there, 5, 6 yards.
Yeah, and that's what you want from this offense. 4 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop.
Yeah, and it looked like he could have gone outside there, but UWE doing a really good job to force it back into the middle, and just great drive from the ball carrier as well as his blockers.
Yeah, Newcastle getting things going on offense here. It's just a little bit of momentum. They need to build on this and consistently move the ball down the field now.
Yeah, we've seen Newcastle do this before, and it's been their own mistakes that have really stopped them. So
same play, but the other way, and this time it is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think UWE are in a position now which is if they see number 6 in motion, chances are they're trying to get the ball to him.
Yeah, he's going to get the ball, yeah. He's probably arguably their best player on offense, so
yeah,
they're going to want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
As we see, yeah, everybody driving towards that player. Number 28 for UWE coming flying in there. Missing the tackle. Luckily, there was people there to tidy that up. And there we are. After a big gain on first down, we're at 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Newcastle get themselves in a hole here.
And we've seen them go for it on 4th down in a similar sort of position. It would rely on them getting a big chunk of yardage here to make it worthwhile.
There's a little inside handoff, but again, going nowhere. And the penetration from the defensive line is just proving costly for Newcastle.
Yeah, UWE's front have been great all year. You can look at the size of them, and let me tell you, it's not just size that these guys have. It's difficult to see in a game that's really, you know, hard fought in the trenches, but like people like Dennis in the front for UWE, they're really good with their arms. You know, you think they're going to try and bull rush you, but they don't. They finesse you with their moves. And today it's just a lot of power needed to close up that inside. And Newcastle looks like not a lot in the playbook to get the ball to the outside, which is unfortunate.
Familiar sight, Newcastle in punt formation here.
Yeah, we'll see 15 wave his hand to signal it's good to go. High snap, nearly blocked.
Nearly blocked. Bit of a wayward snap. Oh, it's bounced out of bounds. Whistle's blown. Ethan carried on going, but the whistle was blown.
Yeah, I know the sideline's hard to see on this field, but it's gone, buddy. Yeah, as we see this again, high snap. Good job, and then nearly blocked. 2 players coming flying through. Really good job from the punter there to get that ball nice and high to avoid that contact.
So UWE going to get the ball in good field position right around about their 40-yard line, just inside of it. Coming out in that spread formation. Motion from Ethan Fisher.
It's going to be a handoff with it, but really good pursuit from the Newcastle defenders. Nobody losing.
You got to make that tackle. You got to make that first tackle though.
Don't lift him up like that immediately. Oh, okay, he's okay.
He's all right. Yeah, that's good.
He went down a bit heady, and I was a bit worried that his mate yanking him up was wasn't the safest choices there, but really good work. Look at UWE, not falling for it. Is that 34? Did a really good job of just
54.
following 54.
Yeah.
Did a really good job of following that all the way through.
And makes the tackle in the end after one of his players missed the tackle.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a gadget play from UWE there, first of all.
Yeah,
kind of a jet sweep pitch option, like almost like a triple option.
Yeah, they are capable of it. It keeps defenses honest and opens up pass plays like this.
Jersey, air course, there he goes, up the left-hand sideline.
He's in.
And he's going to walk into the end zone.
I'm so worried that Jersey's going to face
Is there any flags?
Face the wrath of there being laundry on the field.
Is there any flags?
I'm on my tiptoes. I'm trying to see over the Newcastle side.
I think he's okay.
I think he's good.
Yeah, he usually has a bit of a curse on those long plays.
You can see the smile on his face as well. He's like...
Yeah. It's like, yes, no flags.
Really well-designed play there. Really good job from Hamish, seeing the open man, and then just Jersey just doing a fantastic job of just going.
Being Jersey.
Yeah,
Jersey
just going,
being
man.
Jersey. That's what he does. You get hit, you get the ball in his hands, you get the ball in Ethan Fisher's hands. They'll make it happen after the catch. Fade route. Oh, what a grab. Lex Meraldo with a 2-point conversion. Great pitch and catch.
Yeah, I didn't even see him out there. Thought it was an overthrow, but here we are.
That's a great ball and catch there. We're going back to the touchdown here. So we see top of the screen is Jersey, kind of runs that hitch route. And there he is, and he just makes it happen, makes one guy miss, and then just uses his speed, stiff arms number 6, and he's gone.
Yeah, really good balance. It's really hard when you're on that sideline, walking a tightrope to make a handoff and stay in bounds.
Yeah, and he had Dante right there with him just in case if he needed to throw a block, and he didn't even need him.
He was just there to help him celebrate.
Yeah.
What a good bro.
Yeah, he was high stepping into the end zone. He didn't even have the ball. If Jersey would have done that, he'd been called back for taunting. So, yeah, we are now in running clock procedure as we are more than 35 points, and we are in the second half. So, yeah, running clock here now for this game from the kickoff. Number 6, good return.
Yeah, really good job. Nice and low. Lowered his shoulder, lowered his helmet a bit as well, but just used that momentum to just drive the UWE players back. And I tell you what, Newcastle have let these UWE players know that they need to tighten up some things in all aspects of the game. As we see this happen again, just number 13, just too high, just on his tiptoes, just very high up, just allowing himself to be manipulated by the forward momentum of number 6.
The Newcastle sticking with this double wing.
Yeah, I've heard that before. See 6 in motion.
It is the 6.
And again, just driving people along.
He's got strong legs. Dom Espiner trying to get the ball out there on the floor, but he was already down by contact.
Yeah, good job. I mean, yeah, it was a bit late, but I do like to see these UWE players, you know, in those gang tackles, going for the ball. You know, look, you can see that defensive front of UWE. They are in the backfield. Newcastle are doing a really good job of avoiding where all that traffic is and just forcing forward for those few yards that they're looking to get.
They're pulling a lot of linemen as well up the hole. You see the linemen releasing and going up, trying to get a piece of the second level, which is exactly what you have on a double wing offense.
Yeah, and the
get
thing
as many bodies in front of the ball carrier as possible.
Yeah, and the thing is, in a double wing offense as well, that second level, they're all cornerbacks and safeties.
Yeah.
So you're gonna mess them up, you know. If I'm playing corner and I see number 77 running at me, I'm not happy.
I think 77 will be running.
Oh, it's that
very fast, but
very dangerous play.
Yeah, Newcastle keep possession though, so not too. I think it was a forward pass anyway, so
yeah,
I don't think it would have been a fumble. It would have been an incomplete pass if he dropped it. So yeah, a little forward shovel pass underneath the man in pink.
And again, good decision to do it there, because like I said earlier, that if I'm seeing number 6 in motion, I'm under the assumption they're looking to get the ball to him. So to use him as a decoy, good decision.
Taking some time off the clock here in Newcastle. But it is a running clock anyway, so burning as much time as possible. Using the play clock. Pitch back to number 6.
Still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
Just a very shifty character.
Yeah. Some bad tackling by UWE though as well. Not wrapping up.
Yeah, I can see Coach T looking at that play specifically. You know, there's a couple of things there that we've heard him talk about that he wanted to avoid.
Yeah. And I think we've reached the end of the third quarter. The referee on our sideline, who's got the time, is pushing his hand in the air. And Amir Brooks does raise the ball and signals the end of the third quarter. So 1 quarter to go, 12 minutes left of the quarter final here at Hillside Gardens. UWE looking to put as many points on the board as possible, and Newcastle trying to get rid of that goose egg.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if UWE looked to make a change at quarterback here to keep Hamish fresh.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, speaking to Frankie Pankhurst, the offensive coordinator at the start of the game, he did say that he may get Dante Sparacco in. He is the backup quarterback, to give him some reps just in case Hamish does go down in the playoffs, that they've got him some game time and some reps on the field. So you may see a change of quarterback, as you alluded to, in the fourth quarter. So we'll see what happens now that UWE are comfortably up 40-0. I don't think they've ever not been in control of the game, but obviously points on the board is
no, and I mean,
it's a mindset thing, isn't it?
We go back to that first quarter. UWE would be more than happy to be 40-0 up after turning the ball over 3 times. And that's something that, as much as, you know, the end result they're going to be happy with, their play for the most part has been really good. There has been mistakes, as we see a return, making the first person miss, waking his way up the sideline, cutting back inside. He's still on his feet. Good tackling from Newcastle. He's hearing some whistles. I can't see any flags.
I think
on
there's a
the
little bit
field.
of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Nothing too serious. I think that's why the whistles were a bit extra. But again, no flags. I think the referees have done a good job tonight, not flagging some of that stuff that goes on. A little bit of chippiness.
Oh, yeah, we just see it on the corner.
Yeah,
we just see it on the corner.
But nothing too serious. Blocking to the whistle.
Yeah, and as you know, we're into the fourth quarter now. Things that UWE are going to be looking forward to, and I think one of the main ones is going to be a week off.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, looking at the other fixtures tomorrow, the SGS Durham game has actually been postponed for a week. So they're not playing until next Sunday. So they're not going to get that extra week's rest after that playoff game if they beat Durham, of course. But you know, they're not going to get that week in between. So that'll be interesting to see if that plays a part with them as well. Now,
Greeno, you might have a better understanding of this than I do. Is the playoffs structure set, or is it still going to be highest seed versus lowest seed in the semi-finals?
It's set. It's done as a bracket now. So it's seeded for this first round. So we're the UWE are the #1 seed in the south. They play the #4 seed in the north, and vice versa. But then it is a bracket. So UWE would play the winner of the Leeds game if in the next round.
And that's Leeds versus Birmingham, right?
It might be Birmingham, yes, potentially. Leeds were the 2, weren't they, in the north? So they'd be playing the 3 in the south, which I think
would be Birmingham. Yeah.
So Leeds and Birmingham. So UWE will play the winner of that game in 2 weeks' time, and it'll be here at Hillside Gardens as well, because UWE being the highest seed remaining. Yeah,
makes sense, and it gives UWE some focus. They know what game they need to be looking at.
Yeah, I think they're probably already been a little bit of preparation for that game as well. Obviously, the UWE defensive coordinator, T, has been preparing for a completely different offense today, and they come out in the double wing and surprise them, and he's like, oh, a whole week's worth of preparation for nothing. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And we have got Dante Sparacco at quarterback.
As we see him running up the middle, lots of space.
There he goes, there he goes.
Very good job, makes another man miss. Still on the sideline, still on the... Fantastic running, really good job.
Run. Dante Sparacco, we called it, we said that they might give him some time, and here he is in the fourth quarter here late.
Yeah, really good job here making people miss, and just getting those Newcastle players on the back foot, aware that they're going to get blocked by the convoy he had with him as he ran downfield.
Yeah, we'll see if he hands the ball off this time or goes to the air. He does hand it off to Abel and Packer up the middle. Good tackling again from the Newcastle defense.
Yeah, and one thing I will say about Newcastle, I don't know what their their setup is in terms of seniors and final year players. But they've got a very solid base here today. We know they're missing a lot of players through injuries and various other reasons. They should be very happy with what they've achieved this season, and if they've got a lot of players returning, they could be extremely dangerous in the north next year.
We see Dante going to the air for the first time. He's complete to Ethan Fischler. on a quick out route.
Yeah,
It's not
87
gonna be
all over
yeah,
him.
it's not going to be enough for a first down. But yeah, as you say, if they've got some second years, it's their first year of Premiership football. They've not been relegated. They've stayed up. Hopefully they can get a bit more funding. So they get, you know, they've got 3 Americans this season. Hopefully maybe they can get a handful of them next year and keep that recruiting process going.
Yeah, speaking with the head coach of Newcastle, you know, they've got good buy-in from the university. The university wants to see them succeed, and I think it's been an extremely positive season for them and lots of room to grow.
It's good to see. It's what you want to see. You want to see the league competition get better overall. Dante Sporacco going to the air again. I think that's going to be PI.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's so
blatant
unfortunate.
PI there.
It is. You could be upset about it, and you could be like...
One of the coaches on the Newcastle sideline, I don't know if you picked that up on the microphone, but said that it was borderline, sir. Quite funny comment there. But yeah, definitely PI. I don't think it gets easier to call than that.
Pass interference, defence number 54. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And guess what? I can hear the referee now.
There we go. As Albert's getting ready to line everybody up, we're just seeing a bit of a brief replay on that last play.
Here comes the PI.
Yeah. What? I did nothing.
I did nothing. What? Not who, me?
Is this American football? I thought this was American football.
Dante Sporacco again back to pass, scrambling to his left. Oh, just out of reach for Jersey Eckhouse there. The pass a little bit behind him.
Yeah, Dante doing a really good job there of keeping his eyes downfield despite having to scramble out of the pocket. Looked like he was considering the scramble, but keeping his options open, did a really good job. You see him here, he's looking down, he's running, he's scrambling out, he sees it's there, and then just out of reach, just kind of threw it the opposite way to the momentum.
Yeah, that's always hard as a receiver to catch those balls that are going away from your momentum. QB draw here, Dante Sporacco's going to walk in for the touchdown. And that's 6 more points for the UWE Bullets.
And this is where UWE are in their comfort zone. This is how they expected this game to go, and it didn't happen at the start of the game. Clearly, they've worn Newcastle down a little bit, but UWE will be happy to be playing the football they were expecting to play today.
Oh,
as the ball
bad
goes
snap.
flying behind him.
Bad snap, so they're not going to get the 2-point conversion, so the score is going to remain 46-0 to the UWE Bullets, and that might be the last time that we do see the UWE offense on the field as this running clock continues to churn on.
Yeah, and good effort from number 87 there for Newcastle, just a little bit too late, unfortunately. And like we said earlier, Greener, I really feel that the fumble on their own goal line on the punt is really what changed the momentum here. Yeah. It was just before halftime, and you can believe in momentum or you don't believe in momentum, but going from 16-0 to 24-0 right before the half.
It's big.
That's a huge game changer.
Yeah, it's big. And now since halftime, 22 unanswered points for UWE Bullets, 3 touchdowns on the board. I think they'd like to get over 50 points, but I'm not sure if their offense is going to get the ball again. So you know, to get on the scoreboard, you might have to see a defensive touchdown here.
Yeah, and that's where the fumbles are going to hurt them more than anything else. UWE are very much they understand that play is going to be limited. And you can run something in practice 100 times, and it turns out it doesn't work against the opposition.
Yep.
This is where you need to get those play reps in. And those fumbles really stop them. Probably cost them...
Well, it's cost them 3 scores.
It cost them 3 scores, but could have cost them between 8 and 20 plays.
Oh, could be a fumble here. UWE pointing their way. Could be a fumble. UWE have the ball.
No signs from the referees just yet.
UWE are celebrating. And yeah, that is going to be a UWE ball.
As we see the return again.
Yeah, that
very
ball
difficult to see. A lot of bodies around,
yeah,
but yeah,
you can
see
late,
him.
and the recovery is there. I can't quite see who that is who's got the ball on the ground there. I think it's Dom. Okay, yeah, Dom Espiner gets the ball down on the ground. So good recovery from him. Smart play, grabbing the ball, and we are going to see the UWE offense again. As I said, they needed a turnover to be able to get the ball.
And the ball's on the floor.
Snap.
And good job picking the ball up,
Oh,
getting to his
Dante,
feet,
missed tackle.
making his way to the outside. He might have the edge.
Oh,
He hurdled him.
oh, no!
Oh my God!
He did not do that!
He just flew over a man. You can't fly through the air like that, Jerry.
Oh my days! What did I just witness?
I think he made that decision from the moment he cut to the outside. I thought he was clear. I thought he had the edge. Saw the Newcastle defender there.
That was incredible. Dante Sparacco with the athleticism, just hurdling a guy, climbing the ladder, and just walking into the end zone.
And listen,
Unbelievable athleticism.
Coach Frankie's there. You know, he's letting everybody know I'm calling the play for the 2 points, but he's like, you're my backup quarterback. Please protect yourself. That was amazing. Don't do it again.
Oh, man. See him run with the ball in his hands as well. False start. Left tackle. I think that was Trey moving a little bit too early there. Sorry, the left guard. Just moving a little bit
Full
too
stop. Offense, number 75. That's a 5-yard penalty.
I'd be false starting after that. I'd still be buzzing. I'd be looking like I'm still, but I'm like shaking. I'm like, yeah, boy, that's what we're about. That is amazing. Just pure athleticism. Anytime there's a play like that, you just love to see it.
Yeah, unbelievable. Apologies if I got a bit loud there, Craig, but I kind of lost my stuff there. Dante back to pass.
Good
and
pass.
Gets his man. Jersey Ekhorst in for 2 points.
Really good job there.
Yeah, great grab. Strong hands. He's just got such strong hands on the ball.
And it was good coverage from Newcastle.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Again, great coverage from Newcastle, but I've seen Jersey do this all season. Guy draped over him, and he just grabs the ball.
And what we've not seen all season is this play.
Here
Fumble to
we
start
go.
off. Good job there breaking that tackle. Cuts to the outside.
Oh.
Look at that. He made that decision. He made that decision about 4 steps. He almost looks back at him right away to go, did I just do that?
What did I just do? I just hurdled a guy.
And great job from CheersMate getting the close-up on that. He will be watching that on replay for a good week. If that's not on his Twitter in the next 2 hours, then...
I think it'll probably be on there straight away. He'll be clipping that from YouTube. It'll be on Instagram.
I know for a fact I've not looked at any of group chats I'm in, but I'm in a few group chats with former special teams coordinator Anthony Fersman, and I'm sure he's already cut it as well.
Yeah, he cut the Dennis big boom play from earlier, and that was already popped into the chat, Fersman. So good to see that, but I think that might be the last action that we see from this game, as we see the clock just winding down now. But what a way to finish.
Yeah, good cut there from the big boy with the ball. Good decision from UWE to keep it away from number 6 for Newcastle. Just to stop any big play potential. But really good moves there from the big guy.
Yeah, I feel like this game has gone in a flash, you know, with them running the ball all throughout the first half and keeping the UWE offense off the field. With the running clock now in the second half, it's not quite been 2 hours yet, and we're almost at the final stages of this game.
Newcastle have done a really good job on keeping that ball. That is a great play.
There we go, Newcastle with some offense.
And he's got space.
Oh, touchdown saving tackle. But great play from Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle maybe get a timeout to make sure they got enough time to get this play off.
Yeah, but my question is, Craig, why have they not run that sooner?
Yeah, you know, it's really good job. Number 89 there he was ahead of the play. He needed to come back to make a block. If he got on number 21, that's going to the house probably.
Yeah, it's a great touchdown saving tackle by UWE there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you're right, Greener. That is a play they should have gone to earlier to keep UWE honest. Will it have made a difference in today's game? Like you said, 16-0, 16-7,
Yep.
16-8.
Yeah, too little, too late now. But they have that in their locker. Why have they not run that sooner? You know, you saw them attempt 1 pass in the first half. That's only the second pass they've attempted all game.
And both passes have been good. The first pass, I would argue that the UWE player just didn't know where the ball was. Good decision to get down on it. Bit of a shame. And this has been the story of Newcastle's quarter-final matchup.
Yeah, just as I look at my phone and guess what? Anthony Fersman has just clipped the video and sent it into 2 different group chats that I'm in. With the comment, "Yikes!" for Dante's hurdle.
Yeah, that was something special. and I believe we're just getting the timeout call. Yep, getting the timeout call.
We have 1 minute 53 on the clock.
Oh, and it's 1 minute 53, so...
This is still a bit of time, so a chance for UWE to get the ball back on offense, to try and maybe get one more.
I'm actually shocked at that time remaining.
Yeah,
I really thought
too.
it was going to be a lot less. I know, obviously, I hope everybody watching understands it's quite difficult for us to keep track without actually seeing what clock the referees are using. But, you know, we're thereabouts. Must have been some other stoppages in play that we weren't aware of there.
I mean, the referees do, even though it's a running clock, they stop the clock sometimes on penalties. If they're having a discussion, they will stop the clock then as well.
And I'm probably going to see a pitch play here.
Yeah, there's that rugby pass again, number 6, Jay Betchler. Nice game from him. Good tackle by AK there, number 30. Good to see him back in UWE colours as well. AK wasn't with us at the start of the season, but back with us now.
Yeah. Good to have those players coming back from injury. Speaking of injury, number 6, a bit slow to get up here. Good cut back in. Number 20 for UWE, just too high up, trying to make an arm tackle there. It's not going to work on an athlete like that.
Yeah, it looks like another timeout.
Timeout call at 1:03. 1:03.
So 1:03 to go.
Timeout, Newcastle. That's their second timeout of the half. We have 1
That's their
minute
third timeout of the half.
1:03.
And used one right at the start of the second. They just used one there as well, didn't they? Before this one?
I think UWE used the other timeout.
Oh, okay.
I think. But yeah, anyway, 54-0. Newcastle obviously trying to save some time, trying to get a consolidation score here maybe.
You might as well at this point. You just had a big play. You've seen that your players can compete with them athlete to athlete in terms of shiftiness from number 6. Good play design with these passes coming out of this formation that's very difficult to defend passes from. So again, mistakes from Newcastle have put them back further than they'd like to be, but they've got the potential to score here, and I'm sure they'd like to come out of here with points.
Yeah, for sure. Chat a little bit about MVPs for the game, Craig. Who are your thoughts?
There is a number of people it could have been, until Dante hurdled a guy. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to remember the rest of the game right now, Greeno. But no, I think in this kind of game it's quite difficult. Where at halftime it was obviously 24-0, short field position. It could have been 16-0.
Oh, fumble!
And ball on the floor.
Newcastle fall on it.
But yeah, I would argue it's quite difficult to play to place a name on who should be MVP, because it's all happened very quickly in the second half.
Yeah, I think Dennis has had a solid game at defensive line as well. Made the big hit early on. He's caused some disruption in the backfield, made some great penetration all game.
Yeah, I think the defense in general, it'd be hard for me to pick one name. Okay, the turnovers that they've got have happened from miscommunications on Newcastle's side. But considering this is an offense that they haven't seen all year, this is an offense that they weren't preparing for today, they've done phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the ball game, I think. The referee...
Yeah, I don't think he's just raising the roof.
Yeah, that's going to be full time. And the full-time score here at Hillside Gardens is the UWE Bullets 54, the Newcastle Raiders 0, and the UWE Bullets will advance to the national semi-finals, which will happen in about 2 weeks' time. And they will play the winner of the Leeds Beckett Birmingham Lions game.
Yeah, good job UWE getting themselves through this. I think Coach Frankie Pankhurst at the half had the sentiment that we're all feeling. Anybody that's supporting UWE, we're glad to come out of here with less injuries. Obviously, they had an injury to the offensive line.
Yeah, that'd be a big loss to Max if it's a serious injury. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully we will see him back on the field this season. But that will be a big loss for UWE if he does miss the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. UWE's offense is really built and thrives from what that offensive line is capable of. If you've watched any of the games this year, you'll have heard us talk about how sometimes it feels like the running back hasn't made many yards because they're just beyond the offensive line, but the offensive line have driven the defense back 15 yards.
Yeah, on most plays you see the offensive line getting to second level and even third level on some plays, which is it's a great job by that offensive line, and they're very fleet of foot. They are quick offensive linemen. Yes, they're big and powerful and strong, but they're also fast and they can get downfield well.
Yeah, and there's very little miscommunication with them. They're all aware of what their assignment is. They all block the correct person, and they make the most of every single play. So hopefully, you know, spirits are high. Seen a couple of offensive linemen there with the smiles on their face for getting the W.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and guys, make sure you stick with us, because we will be getting some post-game feedback and some interviews to go before we do head off. But just want to say, Craig, thanks for chatting with me again. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? And I've kind of missed this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we've definitely missed this. You know, we kind of, you know, I don't want to say we got snaked, because it was great. It was great for the sport that BUCS took such an interest in the first SGS versus UWE game. But that meant we didn't get to commentate. We didn't get to watch this and do this. You know, so listen, there's some jealousy there.
Yeah, for sure. I was a little bit gutted that we didn't get to do that Pride SGS game, but hey, we're back now, and we will get to do the semi-final, because UWE obviously victorious today. So yeah. Anyway, I'm now joined by Dante Sparacco.
How's everyone doing? Thank you for having me on.
No worries. Our tight end and backup quarterback.
That is true.
Can you talk us through that last play with the hurdle? I mean, I lost it.
Listen, you get tied up in the emotions, but you know, one thing about football is that it's fun, right? And we're supposed to be out here having fun. So it's a great job to come out and get the team win, play against a very good team. You know, they left it all out there, but of course it's great to always come out with the W.
Yeah, for sure. And looking forward to next game. Obviously, you play the winner of Leeds and Birmingham. Obviously, you've played Birmingham this season. Have you looked at much of Leeds' film already?
You know, we've been focused on this team this week, and we're taking it week by week. I think it's very important to not get overzealous, especially when you finish the regular season. You know, we got to realize that there's a target on our back, and people are going to be playing their best game against us every single week. So we need to stay focused on whoever we have that week, and they're going to be who's going to be in trouble for us.
Yeah, for sure. Any last words? Any shout-outs to anyone watching at home?
Hey, I love you, Mom. Love you, parents. Shout out to the family back home. Hope to see you in England soon. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Go to UWE. Go Bullets. Back to back.
Hey, thanks very much, Dante.
Thank
you.
you.
Best.
Cheers, Dante.
That was Dante Sparacco there. A very humble interview. You know, great player, showman as well. Love to see it.
Yeah,
backs himself.
Absolutely. You know, he came in. There's a target on his back, but as the UWE Bullets, I want to be. There's a target on your chest as well. You know, it's just part of being the UWE Bullets and part of being a big-time team. You know, yes, 2 years ago there wasn't a champion, but UWE were the best team. And last year they were the champion, and people wanted to dethrone them, and he's got it down. And if that mindset that Dante has is the mindset of the entire team, this UWE team are going to be dangerous in the semis.
Yeah, for sure. It's the attitude that you want to have. You want that from your players. You want to get the best out of your players. And Newcastle, we see them. They're in high spirits. They've travelled down, very competitive in the first half. Obviously, maybe due in part to numbers in the second half, that they weren't quite as competitive as they were in the first half. But you know, hats off to them, as we said, building for the future. They've done a great job this season, and it'll be great to see them in the Prem next season. Hopefully with a bit more recruitment as well, try and get a few more Americans, trying to get a few more people attracted to the university. Be great to see from this Newcastle Raider outfit.
Exactly, like with these university sports and these teams, you are represented by the 48 minutes you're on the field when the cameras are on, and they've done a fantastic job of showing what they're about, and they've done their university and themselves proud. Obviously, it's a bit of a shame that they've got to go so far back to get home. It can't be fun traveling that way after a defeat like this, but they should all have their heads held high for how they performed today.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I said, they did a great job in that first half, and they were definitely competitive today, which is what you want to see. And you know, the second half, again, number-wise, but you know, they move on. They look to the off season now and look to next season. And the UWE Bullets, well, they're on to the semi-finals.
Absolutely, and like we said earlier, they've got a lot of time to rest up, to get healthy, to sit down and you know, look at the footage of who they're potentially facing in 2 weeks' time. And more importantly, they've got time to iron out some issues.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely need to clean up that penalty count. They definitely need to clean up that ball security. But yeah, I mean, they would have seen a lot of Birmingham already, having played them twice, looked at film and such. So I definitely think they'll be focusing on a bit of Leeds footage as well. They'll probably maybe look to go to the game tomorrow if they can. Send some coaches up there to watch the Leeds game, which would be good. And yeah, I mean, they're looking forward to the semi-finals now.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we say, Dante, a lot more of a humble man than I am. because I would have been buzzing and talking about that hurdle only. But he was right in shouting out family, and we do appreciate everyone that's watching. One person that was watching from the sideline is our next guest, Coach Jack. How's it going?
I'm living the dream, man.
How do you feel? How do you feel the game went today? Obviously, your special teams coordinator. What did you notice in terms of your phases of the game?
Hey, we had a big play. Then Leon Klosvitz came in and made a hell of a tackle, and Don's there. Don's a special teams machine. And, you know, we schemed up the first play of the game. You saw the kick return, counter return scheme. We drew that up. It's a shame we had the hole, but something that we talked about all throughout the week, scheming up, drawing up, this is exactly how it's going to happen. And the players made it happen. Like, those guys just, like, it don't matter what we put on the pen and paper and put on the whiteboard, the players got to go execute it. And we're a player orientated program, so those guys really went out and killed it today.
Absolutely.
So on all three phrases, they killed it.
Yeah, they did a really good job. One thing that happened a little bit today, but we've seen more in previous weeks, on special teams, it does happen more often than not. We've seen some returns be pulled back for penalties. Is that something that we're looking to address?
It's something we work on, you know, on a weekly basis. Yeah, no, I don't know. Honestly, I can't really answer that one.
Let's just yeah. Listen, we can't give you all the softballs. We have to throw you some hard questions every now and again.
And it's you know, I always take full responsibility for it as a coordinator at that position, and we're continuing to address it.
Yeah, absolutely. And special teams, you know, we've seen in previous years and this league and other leagues how much special teams can be a momentum changer. So, you know, as long as you feel you're coaching the boys up right, and you're ready
preaching
to go.
The choir here.
You know, I'm almost answering your questions for you, but are you ready for to keep the guys disciplined in the next? Because let's face it, this was the most important game of the season, and the next game is even more important than this one.
Yes, and you know, we're scheming specifically every week to go up against great returners. Next game, assuming Leeds win tomorrow. If they do, we're going to go up against probably the best returner in Britball currently, at number 11 from Leeds. So we're ready for that.
Yeah, good to know. Well, it's good to know that you've already got the research done. You know what to prepare for, and let's just give you another congratulations. Well done today.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for commentating, but it's all about the players, man. They killed us today. It's all about those guys.
There we go. Thank you very much. I tell you what, these coaches and players, Greener, they're all far too humble for me. I want some people talking about how they're. This is why we miss Coach Anthony Fersman. He'd be talking about how it was all him.
He'd be talking smack
you
right
know,
now.
We nearly got it from Coach Frankie as well. But you know, we're coming near the end here. We appreciate the players that have come in and you know, spoken to us, spoken to the audience, giving you guys a bit of insight into what they're thinking during the game. Anything you wanted to add there?
Might have a quick word with the Newcastle head coach here as well, just before we sign off.
Yeah, that'd be good to see. Here he is.
Here he is.
Hi,
Coach
guys.
Kerr.
All right.
You all right?
How
Well
you
done,
doing?
Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Yeah.
Coach, how do you feel the game went for you?
Yeah, I mean, we faced a lot of adversity coming into the game. A lot of guys missing. We essentially came with half a squad. We had to install a new offense in the week, which you saw. We wound the clock back a little bit, went back to some good old-fashioned Raiders double wing.
4 yards.
One for the old boys there, one for the old boys. No, I'm proud of the guys. Like, we had guys playing out of position, we had guys playing hurt. The guys who came wanted to come, we wanted to play. You know, I don't want to speak on what happened at the quarter-final stage last year, but we finished the season the right way. We came here, we played, and UWE might be the best team on the island. Like, adult ball, uni ball, they might be the best team I've ever seen, and credit to them for a great win.
Yeah, for sure. We were talking about how competitive you were in the first half as well, causing 3 fumbles, causing a little problem. We were saying that maybe that fumble that you guys did towards the end of the second half killed your momentum a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of momentum killer, but like, most of our guys were going both ways and playing special teams. It was kind of when, not if, and yeah, the fumble was a bit of a momentum killer, but the boys were up for it right to the end, and they balled their heart out, and I'm so proud of them.
Yeah,
so proud of them.
And looking forward to next season now.
Absolutely.
Obviously, recruitment-wise, you know, you've done yourselves a good job this season, staying up in the Prem, which is a great feat in itself.
Yeah.
And we're excited to see what you guys can bring next season as well with the recruitment.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. We've had some good talks with some overseas talent who were hopefully watching today and like what they saw. Yeah, we're building something. You know, I've been head coach here 3 years now. COVID year was my first year. We didn't get to play any football. Got out of D1 at the first time of asking. We've stayed in the Prem, which was our goal, and now we build for next year, absolutely.
Yeah, one thing we noticed here was the fundamentals of the team were phenomenal. In terms, especially on the defensive side of the ball, you've got everybody, you know, good tackling, heads going for the ball. If that person doesn't make the fumble, they're holding up They're letting that other person come, and you've got really good pursuit. So I just hope that you guys are able to continue this momentum. You guys have put a really good showing today, especially for your first time in the Premiership.
Yeah.
And you gave UWE a lot to think about, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good chat with Coach Meira at the end there, and credit to him and his team and what he's done here. It's phenomenal, but. Yeah, we give him a little shock for a little while.
Absolutely.
And, he admitted that, and that's nice to hear. But yeah, with a full squad, who knows how the game might have went, but we came with what we came with. The guys who came on the bus give it their all, and we'll be club legends forever for doing it. And I love those boys, and I love the coaches, and we did what we could.
Yeah,
we did what we could. But these guys are going to take some stop, and I think they'll go all the way. I mean, having played the teams in our division that they're going to go up against, I don't see anyone stopping this team. I'd be happy to be proved wrong, but these guys, to be right. these guys are legit. So yeah, credit to them on a great win.
Well, thanks very much, Coach Kev, for coming on. We appreciate you coming down. Safe trip home.
Appreciate you guys doing this.
Season.
Yeah, cheers.
All the best.
Yeah, good to hear from Coach Kev there. Really good job.
Yeah.
Really good job from this team. Interesting to hear firsthand from somebody that's faced the teams that are going to be remaining in the playoffs. Obviously, it depends on how they do against their southern counterparts.
Yep.
Interesting comments, a lot for UWE to live up to. And I think, we obviously just commentate on the games. And for everybody watching, we assume a lot of you are UWE fans. It's that pressure.
Yeah.
It's that pressure. It's that expectation. And it's not getting ahead of yourself. Luckily, we've seen from Dante and Coach Jack Farr there that they've got that humbleness to them.
Yeah, game by game, isn't it? It's that game by game mentality. So they're not taking anything for granted. They're taking every game in its stride. They're making sure they study, they prep, and they do what they can to be as successful as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Newcastle, I tell you what, this might have been something that UWE needed to show them where their shortcomings are.
Yeah,
so I'm really looking forward to this next semi-final game, whoever they're up against.
Right then, unfortunately we've run out of time, but hey, we will see you in a couple of weeks' time. And, thanks very much for tuning in. Shout out to CheersMate Productions. Shout out to our sponsors, TeamBuildr, PlayOverseas, EP Sports, and Matt Davis Leadership. Well done to the players today. Fantastic showing. And thank you very much, Craig, for joining me.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Greener, for keeping me sane and having some fun with me as we got Coach Dan Mayer running over finally to give a big hug. He's happy with the W. Listen, we take this stuff seriously, but you got to remember there's emotion involved at the end of the day. But yeah, repeating what Greener just said there, thank you very much to everybody for joining us.
Yeah, all the best. Have a very good night, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.